Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the 30 best mods for beginners in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager. This is for both PC and console players, and these mods are meant to enhance the game, not do anything too complex, and they'll all be just simple plug and play, download, and enjoy the effects. So we'll be covering quality of life mods, things that change or add to combat, new types of cosmetics, spells, classes, and at the end I'll show off a little bit more complex mods if you wanted to add them in. The first quality of life mod is Show Camp Night Notifications by Macro Cairo Terra. What's great about this is you're going to miss a lot of things in Baldur's Gate 3 because this game actually requires you to long rest a lot. This mod will help let you know with an exclamation mark above your companion, similar to when you're in camp, if they want to talk to you. So you can just go back to camp and initiate the dialogue. Speaking of dialogue, OIO Prime, DC's Approvals and Flags and Dialogues by Xmas214 over-explains everything in the best way possible. So when you're in dialogue, if you see these arrows here, this lets you know that you can select it and it'll return back to this menu. Certain things like if you wanted to end a relationship with Shadowheart, it'll let you know that that will happen if you check that dialogue. If there is a difficulty class for the dialogue that you'll be selecting, it'll let you know in advance. You can also see your approval and everything else here. I also just want to say that I would recommend playing through Baldur's Gate 3 at least one time without using mods, but if you want to just know the answers and not save scum, this is the mod to use. So this list will have a few more than 30 here because there's some I just want to bundle together, like the Better Target Info mod here by Kates. This is incredible. So you can see it here. There's actually a lot of better mods by Kates. You just type better in the search bar and you'll see them. And you can see at the top there when I mouse over Shadowheart, it shows that she is weak to psychic damage because I'm holding the Resonance Stone. So you can see at a glance what any target in the game is going to be weak to, strong against, any conditions, and what level with health at the time. There's things like the Better Top Bar, which will take your top bar looking like this and turn it into this, much more tidy. If you're on PC, I use the Better Hotbar 2. The Dynamic Sidebar will make things a lot more tidy here so that you get more screen real estate. So yeah, anything by Kates in the Better series is amazing. Now, this one is awesome. The Larian Leftovers Inaccessible Items by Tyson Maniac 1. Now, this is items that Larian actually made, and they put them in some of the best places possible. You can actually see the locations in the description here of all the spots. It's mostly locations that don't have loot and feel like they should have. So I just want to highlight this mod here. This isn't one I'd always recommend for a first-time player because, I mean, none of these items are super overpowered. They're all very well balanced, but it's just going to add in a ton of more items for you to explore. And we'll get to some more item mods in the future or later part of this video. I just thought this was a nice quality of life since they are things made by Larian. Now some more great quality of lives. Weightless Gold by Curious George here, because gold weighs a lot, and yeah, I like to hoard items in this game. This helps, but I personally prefer to use Carry Weight Extra here by Lost Soul Man because, let's just face it, there's a lot of loot in this game. And whenever you have this mod installed, you can basically carry everything in it. So yeah, no worries about having the right gear at the right time. This mod takes care of it and makes it super easy. So yeah, big fan of that. I also like Normal Volo's Eye by Chloe here, which you can go through the game and get a different looking eye, which I don't love, especially if you are very into designing your character. This messes with it, but it's a very worthwhile buff, so worth taking this mod, as well as the normal half Illithid if you choose to go down that route, because yeah, it's just cleaner. It's just, honestly, no one wants to look like that, so I always have these two downloaded. However, if you use the script extender on PC, you can do these both manually and not have to download the mods. The same with any type of replacer. Now, a bit more complex, but one that I know a lot of people would enjoy is Pixelbyte's adjustable party limit size. So this mod lets you increase your party size. There are a few bugs, like if you're in the Act 1 boat, you do have to dismiss down to 4 parties. And this mod will make it so that you can't actually do that. So yeah, it's great. Honestly, if you like to increase the amount of party members so that you can get more dialogue, this is a good one to do it with, the best one to do it with. And I'm actually going to recommend another one that they also recommend is Pixelbyte's Tactician Enhance. Now, if this is your first time or second time playing Baldur's Gate 3, or if you're trying to higher difficulty, maybe you just want to have a party of 6 and not mess with the difficulty, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to increase the difficulty, I'd highly recommend Tactician Enhance. There's a scaling or a static mode, so if you want to have like, as you increase your party size, the enemies get more bonus actions, or health. You can set it as you want. It's really, really good. It also works really great with things like the Random Spawn Generator by Gabe Kamamescro. Not in this video, but I do want to mention that's a kind of cool, and it's a bit more complex having a bunch of enemies fight you. But yeah, a lot of customization, and this mod works great with a lot of others. Now, another mod that is a little bit more complex, but I still want to mention it because I think it enhances the game quite a bit. Extra encounters. This adds a bunch of new fights. If you're doing your first playthrough with mods, don't download this. This isn't really a quality of life mod like the others. This adds a bunch of new fights in the game with enemies that you'd face at some point or some stuff that is not really well utilized by the base game. And the nice thing is you can see where all of these are because they listed out all of the fights in the map here. So you can see mini bosses, encounters, ally versus enemy fights you can join in, the Underdark, Kreshialek. Yeah, all the locations in the game are going to have a few more fights sprinkled in. And I just think that this feels the most the most like appropriate way to increase difficulty while still feeling true to Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. The extra encounters and mini boss by Relamod. I'm also going to recommend there are more enemies in basic fights. If you're on playthrough number 2, sometimes it's just cool to have that new game plus like feeling, and that's what this does. If there's one orc, maybe there's 2. If there's 3 imps, maybe there's 6. It just adds a lot to the base game fights already. And I can't go without both of these mods here. I just really enjoy these new fights quite a bit. So yeah, both these by Relamod, fantastic. And again, these are just simple plug and play. Now, getting into some cosmetic style mods, Faerun Colors by Techroot is one of the absolute best. I always use the tier dye in a lot of my videos. I was going to quickly go through some of the dyes here. There's like 100 different ones. And honestly, some of the best I've ever seen. There's a lot of different dye mods out there. This one is the most comprehensive for whatever type of color you want, and still ensuring it looks good and presentable. So yeah, the Origin Gale is another one that I use often in my videos. Asmodeus, Ao, those are some of the names. And there's Aphrodite as well if you want a pink color. So yeah, fantastic. One of the absolute best. And what better to pair it with than Fear Taylor's Camp Clothing by Fear Taylor. I recommend this mod actually every single day because people always ask for cosmetics. This has pretty much everything. These are outfits from the base game that you can see some characters wear, not accessible to anybody, and they're some of the coolest looking outfits in the game. It adds customized versions of some of the other ones. These are the only 3 that aren't dyeable, so you can use those Faerun colors to make the most customizable characters ever. One thing to note, camp clothing will hide your weapons when you're outside of combat, and that is a deal breaker for some, but on PC there are transmog mods. This outfit here being a really popular one in the community. So yeah, lots of great choices with Fear Taylor's Camp Clothing mod. Now, another one that just opens things up is all heads, all horns, all everything for all races by Eclipse and everything everywhere all at once. So during character creation, now you can use like the GIF heads on your character, and yeah, you can fully customize your character exactly how you want. If you want to use the tiefling heads there, it just adds so much different customization here. You can also give your character horns, and if you got different mods that adds different types of horns and things like that into the game, this mod can give your half-elf the ability to use those. One known issue is that male Githyanki heads can sometimes have floating hair, and this actually works with a lot of mods, as long as they're tagged humanoids, so not things like Dragonborn. So fantastic, and one of my favorites. Now, another face mod, I'm only going to recommend a few here just because I don't want to clog the whole video up with these, but Sculptor's Dream Cache, if you play Body Type 1, this is the best one on, honestly, console, and one of the best on PC. It's pretty much what I use in every single one of my videos. I'll take you guys through all the faces here. There's Daija, Shay with lashes, Juliet, Namira, Yasmina, Odette, Charlotte, which is the one that I typically use in videos, and Alia. I've used the Juliet and Namira faces previously, but after releasing the Charlotte, that's the one that I typically go with. And what's nice about this is it works for a lot of different races here too, and there's also one for Astarion as well. So if you play Body Type 2, you got half-elf, elf, and drow choices there. So yeah, lots of great customization. I think they all look very nice. And this mod is made by Tabble Dabble. Now, another one I want to mention is quickly the last face mod, Mantis Face Presets Collection 1 by Mantis Mods, ported by Eclipse here. And this is just another one that's going to add in a few different faces for body types 1 and 2 here. And you can see the different faces. I think these are some of the coolest looking ones. And if you play as an elf, here's the body type 2. 3 different faces here. Again, I think that these all look pretty solid. And there's the Astarion face. It's just a slightly modified version of what you normally get from Astarion. And here's what it looks like on body type 2 human here. And yeah, pretty solid stuff. And there's also some faces for the tieflings as well. So yeah, Mantis mods, the Mantis preset solid. I really like all their mods. You can just type Mantis in, you'll see a lot of great ones. Next, we got Rock Shimmering Eyes by Rox Airy. Now this adds some very nice and stylistic eyes here, and they got this little shimmer and sparkle to them. Another mod I'll recommend alongside it is Rocks Everyone Can Glow, also by Rocks Airy here, which enhances these even further. And if you want to make them pop even further, you can use the heterochromia there and then use another one that's going to light them up. And you can see there, the eye is now lit. So yeah, just an awesome new eye mod. Next, we got Tav's Hair Salon by Tori and Padme 4000. This adds in 150 plus hairstyles to the game. I think they all look great too. I'm also going to recommend adding in the Bangs Bangs Everywhere by Padme 4000 and Kay's hair extensions, because you can enhance these hairstyles and get pretty much anything that you want. Because with these different ones, you can add, again, bangs or different like ponytails to some of the ones that you maybe want to look a little bit different. It also has the popular Evelyn hairstyle from the Tav. But yeah, amazing choices here, and there's something for everyone, I would say, in this hair pack. It's mostly body type 1, I should mention also, but yeah, you can get creative with these, and you can really use them on anybody. And my favorite choice for hair colors is Crazy Color Pack by Akelka. I also want to recommend Akelka's mods. If you like Dragonborns, just look up the other mods. They have endless amounts of amazing ones. This is a general catch-all because it just adds in some very vibrant hair colors like this one here. I'm a big fan of. You may have to scroll down depending on what other mods you have installed here, but you can get some extremely vibrant colors here, like the dark blacks there. If you want a Vanta black, this is the best way to get everything all under one single mod here. And this is the newest mod we have here by Barry Semifredo, the Earrings of the Devout. If you're playing a cleric, this is an essential one because it adds in so many cleric-themed and deity-themed earrings to the game. So you can see that there just on the character's ear there. Perfect too if you're playing like a Dark Urge as well for your second playthrough or whatever, because there's a lot that would make perfect sense there for them to have. But yeah, this is great, especially if you're a fan of D&D. It's nice to go around with like the Earrings of Mystra here if you're playing like a wizard. And yeah, this mod came out about a month ago, so this is nice to have it on console as well so soon. And another one I want to mention is Rogue Tattoo by Dungeons and Souls. This is great because there's a lot of cool body tattoos, but what's cooler is there's a lot of face tattoos, but getting the body tattooed is just incredible. So this gives you some different choices. They're functioning similar to if you have a Dragonborn like scale option. So yeah, you got your different options there you can apply onto your character and get some pretty cool cosmetic appearances going. Giving Baldur's from God of War vibes there. Yeah, this is a really fun mod. I'm a big fan of it, and you can do some pretty cool customizations here with this. And when you're creating your character, you're going to have to go in and select a Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer, and whenever you select that, you'll have different Dragonborn, or different scale options, which will be the tattoo options there, so you can go in there, and after you select your body tattoo, you can now play as any other class, and the body tattoo will remain as long as you don't select default appearance. So yeah, this is a great mod. I just want to recommend this for customization. And Wings Unlocked here by Chuloco. Now, Wings, there's the Asimar. You can't, unfortunately, really play on that as console, but this will be the next closest thing. There's items that will let you spawn them in, and here's the different choices for Wings. What's cool is it'll also grab your character's body color, so if you're playing like a tiefling that's blue there versus a tiefling that's red, you'll have all those different colors, and even if you're playing as a Dragonborn, it'll grab that too, or a half-orc. Yeah, so if you want to add to your character, I think this is an essential one. It's very, very nice. Wings Unlocked. And into the class mods here. If you're looking for a balanced experience, the Arcane Vanguard here by Sathos is one of the absolute best. It's getting consistent updates over the year. And in addition to that, it has 8 different subclasses, all focusing on their own unique area. My personal favorite is like the Grave Knight or the Ice Quiver, but they're all very well balanced. They feel good to play as well. Like you feel actually like you can do something in the battlefield, but not just steamroll over everything. And there's a ton of different features. This is one of the most unique, well-balanced experiences if you're on console or PC. And it just reached 1 million downloads. So stoked to see that because it really does deserve it. Also, another class mod I do want to recommend is the Mind Weaver class here by ZX10RX. This adds in 9 new subclasses with mind focus. Like, there's also the Mystic subclass, but I'd honestly recommend this one because this one is another very well balanced one. It comes with a ton of unique spells. Here's all the spells for one subclass in particular, and they all come with icons that look really nice. Some come with weapons as well, the Mind Blade weapons. Here's some more spells that you can get, and yeah. There's just so much going on with this mod. It is fantastic. Highly worth checking out if you're a fan of elemental damage, mind controls, anything regarding that. This is a really well balanced and fun to play subclass, or class with subclasses. Now we're getting into the subclass mods with the 5e fighter subclass combined with Echo Knight by Sumer Dagnoth. These are amazing. If you've played D&D before, you'll know all these subclasses. They're just really well done by Sumer Dagnoth here. He's got the Fighter, Barbarian, Monk, Ranger, Cleric, and Purple Dragon Knight. From the Fighter, you get the Banneret, the Brute, the Cavalier, the Echo Knight, the Sai Warrior, the Rune Knight, and the Samurai, also Sharpshooter. And what's great about this is they're very well balanced as well. I really like the Storm Herald Barbarian, the Way of the Long Death, or the Way of the Ascendant Dragon Monks. The Drake Warden Ranger now just added, and you actually get a Draconic pet with this. It's fantastic to see. Again, these all come with a ton of unique icons and spells and attacks. 5e Clerics. The best part about all these, very well balanced, and there's a reason that they weren't included in Baldur's Gate 3 is because they can't be leveraged as much as some of the classes that are already in the game, but Sumer Dagnoth did such a great job actually bringing these in and making them feel very well done in Baldur's Gate 3 with all the way that makes each of these subclasses unique. There is some ways that had to be like adapted because a video game is a lot different than a tabletop experience, but yeah, they did such a great job with this. Just got to highlight this. And also, they also helped out here with the Book of Rogues, Incognito Burritos mods. They put thousands of hours into this. The Book of Rogues, similar concept here. This adds in 5 new subclasses for the Rogue, the Inquisitive, Mastermind, Phantom, Scout, and Soul Knife. They also have the Book of Druids, which adds in the Circle of Dreams, Shepherd, and Wildfire. I'm a big Sorcerer fan. They also have a Sorcerer subclass mod with the Aberrant Mind, or Burnt Mind, depending on your pronunciation. The thing with this is it fits perfectly within Baldur's Gate 3 because one of the origins for this class is that you got a Mind Flayer tadpole that didn't turn you into a Mind Flayer. Absolute cinema. Perfect for Baldur's Gate 3. Clockwork Soul, Divine Soul, and Lunar Sorcery are also fantastic. The Divine Soul is extremely powerful because a Sorcerer with Spirit Guardians, yeah, you know how that goes. And there's a lot of wizard subclasses already in Baldur's Gate 3, but their Book of Wizards 5e, adding in the War Magic and Order of Scribes is really cool. Order of Scribes being really interesting because you can summon a spectral book and cast your spells through the book. Very fun. And also, into some more fun style mods here, we got the Plasma Weapons Dark Set by Skirby. When I think of modding, I think of flying trains instead of dragons, and things that are legally distinct plasma weapons here. This is such a fun mod because, yeah, who doesn't want to run around swinging? This is obviously a bit immersion breaking. I also do want to mention it comes with a bunch of different armor, so you can get a few different choices here, depending if you want to be a good or evil aligned character. You can learn all the spells that come with these, and there's even blasters that are added here, which is just really cool. On top of that, if you choose the prismatic weapons, you can go ahead and choose which color you want your sword to be. So yeah, you can see there, really cool stuff. Blue light beams that you can blast away with, fits perfect on the character. Plasma Weapons Dark Set there by Skirby. Another one that I want to recommend is the Divine Sister Robe, also by Skirby. Honestly, just download anything by Skirby and you will be impressed. They got some really great cosmetic weapons and equipment. This is the outfit that I got on my character. I use this in a lot of videos because it feels like it could have been in base game Baldur's Gate 3. Very well done. Shadowheart has their Femme Fatale tactical dress mod. It literally just came to console. I was waiting for that to happen for this entire year and we finally got it. Yeah, anything by Skirby is definitely worth checking out. I'd highly recommend just going on to their mod.io page and scrolling through to find something you might like. Getting into more complex mods, Mistra's Spells. This adds in 135 new spells. Wouldn't really recommend this until you've played through the game at least one time because some of them are pretty powerful, like Tidal Wave or Steel Wind Strike. If you played D&D, you'll know how powerful some of these can be. And you also get some really heavy psychic damage spells, which is the most overpowered damage type due to an item you can get in Act 2 called the Resonance Stone. So yeah, this is a really good mod if you're, on your subsequent playthrough. It adds, 135 new spells to the game. It's fun. It's really, really well done. And all come with a bunch of different icons here. They look great. And a bunch of cantrips and more. Definitely worth checking this out by Random Kill Up. I also did a video where I broke down all the spells here. So if you want to see that in a bit further detail, you can check that out. And we also got another spell mod here. Dawnstar's Telekinetic Spells. These have a ton of custom VFX that I can only imagine took thousands of hours to put together. This is fantastic. There's some other ones here. I'm just going to go through their images because they did a great job of showcasing how cool this mod really is. Yeah, you really can do things that you're seeing here with this mod. You got a lot of ones that pick up like boulders and throw them around. This is a lot of force damage. Great if you want to do like a kind of Scarlet Witch style playthrough. I'm also going to mention Dawnstar's Necromancy spells too. If you're playing a Necromancer style character, it's so cool to have a big skeleton come out and shoot beams, almost like you're playing the Revenant in Elden Ring Night's Reign. I'm a huge fan of this mod, and it's just, all their mods are great. The VFX are out of this world, absolutely fantastic stuff. And Dawnstar's Grimoire just released on console, which has 5 different schools of magic. It's kind of a like catch-all. However, I just want to mention if you're playing on PlayStation 5, the Druid cantrips here, anything with the vines, will actually cause a crash on PS5. It's still downloadable, but just a note on that, they also say at the very top of this mod, it is causing issues. They did say they were welcome to take the mod down, but it's on the mod.io, so yeah, it's here to stay, but just don't use any of the nature cantrips if you're on PS5, or just stick to the other mods, because they all work fine on PS5. Another mod I want to mention is just some cosmetic outfits, Ethereal Threads by Aradea. This is the outfit mod I get asked about the most in Baldur's Gate 3, so it's only right I showcase this one here. Just because these outfits all feel pretty natural within Baldur's Gate 3, depending on where you're at in the game, you'll get some really nice outfits, and these fit perfectly alongside it. Yeah, there's a lot of really great stuff here, so this is worth checking out. If you think this is interesting, yeah, Ethereal Threads, it's a very popular dress and outfit mod for good reason. And next we got the Unlock Level Curve 13 to 20 patch 8. This one is a little bit more intense because learning level 12 is a lot, but some people just like the power that you can get, and it gives you the ability to cast spells at higher spell slots. This, despite the image, this is a really good mod. It works so well. Another mention I want to talk about is if you are using a class mod on top of this, going past level 12 sometimes causes a blank screen. You can just back out of that. But I have a subclass mod we'll be getting to, which a lot of them are now coming out with level 20 support for this mod. Another mod that's huge that I want to mention, I was actually going to put this a bit earlier in the video, but it's so big that I just had to put it here. Now, this adds in like 400 or 500 different items. There's about 40 for each new, or every subclass in the game, or class in the game. It's so well done. This mod by Graphic Fade adds all of their previous mods. You've probably seen some of the other ones that they have, like the Faith and Fortitude here. These are also some of the most downloaded, like over 1 million downloads on like all these. This includes them all in one easy to download pack, and I have to recommend this one because it's kind to your load order having just one mod with so many items added in. Another mod that I want to end off with here is the Custom Companions Late mod by Adrian T 1978. There is a mod if you're playing on PC that works a little bit better, and it works a little differently, but if you're on console, or if you just want to stick to the in-game mod manager, this is fantastic. So it gives you this compact companion creator, and then you get to create a character as if you're playing with like a second controller with a friend. This is great if you wanted to have like a full party full of Dragonborns. It's kind of like an advanced hireling. And what's great about this is, yeah, it has all the different mods you can have installed, compatible with it. And then they function just like if you're playing with a friend on a separate controller. You can dismiss them, and they'll just go into like a little shelf over there, Wither's wardrobe, something is really funny. But yeah, this is great if you just want to do like a full thematic party, make your party full of Shadowhearts, or you know, whatever you want to do. And finally, we're going to add off with my own subclass mod here, the College of Winterspirit Ice Mage Holiday Bard. I put a lot of time and effort in this. This is 120 hours in the toolkit and a bunch of hours outside of it, just testing and seeing how everything will work. But it adds in 33 cold damage spells with Upcast. There's a bunch of different summons in the game, and I made them all icy like you see there. There's 2 different weapons that you can summon in as well. I have the Undead Uncontrollable because it's annoying to control a bunch of undead. So if you want to do it Necromancer Ice style, this is the way to do it. And it has full level 20 support, and I actually scaled it up quite a bit because some people like that power fantasy once you hit level 20, so there is a very powerful capstone on here. Yeah, I also have a bunch of summons and a bunch of other stuff. I'm a huge fan of my own mod, but I just had to highlight it here. If you're on PC, it's available, and I'm hoping it'll come to console soon because, yeah, custom VFX, a lot of effort went into this, and I'm a big fan of my own stuff. I just wanted to highlight it here. So I know that was more like 50 mods when you encounter like all the Kate's mods that I talked about, all the spell packs, all the items and everything, but 30 like total mods, I guess, so you can say. But let me know which of these are your favorites in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.